You make $500,000 a year. Not as a hedge fund manager. Not as a private equity partner. You're a staff engineer at one of the big tech companies. Google, Apple, Meta, Amazon, Netflix. The kind of job that makes your parents proud at dinner parties, even though they don't really understand what you do. Your base salary is $220,000. Your bonus is $80,000 when the company meets targets. But the real money comes from your RSU grant, $200,000 worth of company stock, vesting over 4 years. On paper, you've won. You've transcended the middle class. You've achieved the American financial endgame. You drive a Tesla. You live in the San Francisco Bay Area. You shop at Whole Foods without checking prices. And yet, every month you feel it. That slow, suffocating dread. That creeping sense that you're one emergency away from collapse. This isn't a story about greed or bad spending habits. This is the story of how the American system has fundamentally broken for the knowledge worker. This is what it feels like to earn more than 99% of Americans and have less financial security than most of them. Let's talk about what actually shows up in your bank account. Your gross income is $500,000. Sounds like a lot. It's not. Federal income tax takes $185,000. You're in the 37% bracket, the highest in the country. But there's more. The AMT, Alternative Minimum Tax, adds another $18,000. It's a shadow tax system designed decades ago to prevent millionaires from dodging taxes. You're now high enough to fall into it. California state income tax is 13.3%. That's $66,500, the highest rate in America. So far, you've given up $269,500 to taxes. Your take-home is $230,500. Then you max out your 401k. That's $23,500 locked away until you're 59 and a half. Health insurance premiums, $18,000 a year. Social Security and Medicare, $16,000. After all this, you have roughly $172,000 in actual monthly cash flow. Before rent. Everyone in the Bay Area buys a house. Renting feels like failure. So you buy. You find a 4-bedroom home in the peninsula, 1,800 square feet. Built in 1987. The asking price is $2.8 million. After months of negotiation and anxiety, you pay $2.85 million. Your down payment is 20% because your advisor says anything less means PMI, private mortgage insurance, which wastes $500 a month. You put down $570,000. That was your entire savings. You now have $22,000 left. Your monthly mortgage payment, $14,200. That includes principal, interest, property taxes, and insurance. Property taxes alone are $650 a month. California reassesses new properties at market value. You're paying $7,800 a year just in property taxes. Add utilities, earthquake insurance, homeowners insurance, and setting aside $2,000 a month for maintenance on a 1987 house. You've spent $17,020 of your $172,000 monthly take-home on housing. That's before you discover the house needs work. The home inspection reveals problems. The electrical panel needs upgrading, $8,000. The foundation has minor settling, $4,000 for a second opinion. The HVAC system runs constantly. Your first electric bill is $780 in April. A new system costs $22,000. You're at $34,000 in immediate repairs. Your savings account goes negative. You take a line of credit against your home equity. $30,000 more in debt. Now comes childcare. You have 2 kids. Bay Area childcare runs $2,400 per month per child. That's $57,600 a year for what amounts to supervision and flashcards. Your older child needs private school. The public schools are technically fine, but the class sizes are enormous. Private school is $28,000 a year. Groceries at Whole Foods, $1,800 a month. You're committed to organic, pasture-raised, non-GMO food because that's what everyone at your level does. 2 cars, 2 insurance payments, gas, maintenance. That's $1,200 a month. You haven't even gotten to restaurants or entertainment yet. Your company holds optional financial planning seminars. You go to one. The advisor looks at your numbers and says, you should be saving $150,000 to $200,000 per year. You ask him where. He smiles and says, most of his clients at your income level struggle with the same question. You start going to Equinox, $300 a month. Not because you're vain, but because that's where people network in your industry. The steam room is where deals happen. Healthcare is supposedly covered. It's not. Your PPO has a $5,000 family deductible. Your daughter needs braces. $6,500 out of pocket. Your wife gets migraines. Neurologist, $400. MRI, $1,600 after insurance adjustments. Migraine medication not in your formulary, $280 a month. You hire a career coach for $250 an hour. 4 sessions, $1,000. Because you're aware that there are thousands of talented engineers competing for your job. Your kids need activities. Soccer, piano lessons, rock climbing gym membership. That's another $350 a month. You max out your HSA, health savings account, at $4,150 a year. You tell yourself you're saving it. You're not. You're just storing money in a different location while expenses catch up to it. Your RSUs create a tax problem. When an RSU vests, it counts as ordinary income at fair market value. Every quarter, $50,000 vests. That's $50,000 in taxable income. At your rate, that's roughly $24,000 in taxes per vesting event. But here's the trap. You don't sell the stock immediately. Everyone tells you to have conviction in the company and believe in the vision. So you hold. If the stock price drops 40%, which happens, and it will happen again, you've still paid taxes on the full vested amount as if you'd sold at the high price. The IRS calls this a paper loss. The IRS has no sympathy for you. You owe the taxes anyway. You hire a CPA in December. She has a waiting list. You pay her $4,000 just to get on her schedule. She explains tax loss harvesting. She explains wash sale rules. She explains that if you move to Texas or Nevada, states with no income tax, you'd save $65,000 per year. But you can't move. Your wife has a job. Your kids are in school. Your aging parents live 20 minutes away. The math that works on a spreadsheet doesn't work in reality. Your colleague David has accumulated $800,000 in vested stock. He's not retired. He's not wealthy. He has a spreadsheet where he checks the stock price every morning. Some mornings, his net worth is $1.2 million. Some mornings, it's $650,000. His net worth swings $30,000 to $50,000 per day. He can't sleep well anymore. He's considering a transfer to Austin because the company offers a cost of living adjustment for people moving to cheaper cities. They'd accelerate some of his unvested grants as a retention bonus. He's trapped. You're trapped. If you sell all your stock, you'd face tax liabilities of $300,000 to $400,000 in estimated taxes. If you hold it, You're gambling that a $2 trillion company will continue outperforming the market, which statistically it won't. You can't diversify without creating a massive tax event. You're locked in. Let's count it all up. Monthly gross, $41,666. Monthly take-home after taxes, $14,375. Monthly expenses, mortgage and property, $17,020. Childcare, $4,800. School tuition, $2,333. Groceries, $1,800. Cars, $1,200. Utilities and insurance, $820. Gym, $300. Kids' activities, $350. Healthcare, $1,100. Restaurants and entertainment, $2,500. Miscellaneous, $1,400. Total, $33,623 per month. You're spending $33,623. You're bringing home $14,375. Every month, you go $19,248 in the red. That's $230,976 per year in deficit spending. That's your entire RSU vesting. That's the reason you check the stock price each morning. You're not investing in your family's future. You're using your unvested equity as a loan to keep the system running. Here's the final trap. You can't leave. Your next cliff date, when the big batch of equity vests, is in 14 months. If you leave now, you forfeit $120,000. If you get laid off, and tech layoffs happen constantly despite the high salaries, you lose everything. You've thought about starting your own company. Everyone in tech has. But you'd need $500,000 in liquid capital. You have $22,000. You can't reduce expenses because the moment you stop earning $500,000, the entire system collapses. You're one of the highest earners in America. And you're mathematically closer to bankruptcy than to millionaire status. There are exactly 3 paths to escape. The first, make more money. Become a principal engineer. Negotiate a bigger grant. Get into management. That's a path for maybe 1% of people at your level. The second, leave the Bay Area. Move to Austin or Denver. Except that no job there will pay $500,000, but they'll pay $300,000. And your house will cost $800,000 instead of $2.85 million. Your cash flow becomes positive. You can breathe. But this requires leaving your family, your network, your entire life. For most people, it's impossible. The third, and nobody talks about this one, embrace the trap. Stop fighting it. Accept that you're not wealthy. You're a high-income earner trapped in a lifestyle that requires $500,000 per year to maintain. You'll maintain it until you can't. Then you'll downsize in a panic like everyone else when the math finally breaks. You make $500,000 a year. You live in a beautiful home. Your children go to excellent schools. You have health care that most of the world considers miraculous. You're objectively fortunate. And you're broke. Not because you're bad with money. Not because you spend too much on coffee. You're broke because the system has been engineered so that even at $500,000 per year, in one of the richest regions of the world's richest country, the gap between income and expenses is impossible to close. This isn't a personal finance problem. It's a civilizational problem. And the only way to really understand it is to live it.